We're all taught to be so afraid of failure, right? That aiming for the stars and missing the mark is the absolute worst thing that can happen. But what if the real tragedy, the one that's really going to haunt us at the end of our lives, is aiming for a target so low, so safe, that we just couldn't miss? Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea about what our greatest regret might actually be.
And boom, here it is. This is the core idea that just flips the script on everything we think we know about failure. I mean, think about it. The sharp sting of falling short of a huge goal? Yeah, that hurts for a bit. But this view argues that's nothing compared to the quiet, lifelong ache of realizing you never even dared to have a big dream in the first place.
Okay, so let's really unpack this idea. What's the actual difference between these two kinds of regret? And why is one supposed to sting so much more in the long run?
All right, so this lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got someone who went for it. They tried to climb a massive mountain and maybe didn't reach the summit. We'd call that a noble failure, right? But on the other side, you have someone who successfully climbed a tiny hill and then just stopped. The argument here is that this second life, the one defined by all these small, safe victories, is the real tragedy.
This, of course, brings up a huge question. If aiming small leads to such deep regret, why do so many of us do it? Well, the idea here is that the real enemy isn't some obstacle out there in the world. Nope, it's something inside all of us.
So just take a second and really think about it. When you shy away from a big challenge, what's really holding you back? What's that voice in your head? What's the force you're actually up against?
The source material calls it the fragile spirit. Now, this isn't about being weak in the usual sense. It's that part of our mind that just clings to comfort, the part that prioritizes avoiding failure way more than it pursues greatness. It's that little internal voice that whispers, "Hey, stay safe. Don't try that. You might get hurt."
And this shows you exactly what that spirit looks like in practice. It's not just a paralyzing fear of failure. It's getting complacent with tiny wins. It's when you start actively dodging the very challenges that would force you to grow. Ultimately, it's about making the choice to live your whole life inside a small, comfortable, but deep down, really unfulfilling dream.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's great, but my big dreams feel genuinely impossible right now. And look, that is a completely valid feeling. But let's look at how our perception of those dreams is pretty much guaranteed to change over time.
When you're standing at the foot of your ambition, looking all the way up, it can feel like an impossible peak. It's intimidating, it's totally overwhelming, and the summit just feels like it's in another atmosphere. It's so easy to convince yourself you'll never even make it past the first ridge.
But here's the magic of it all. The journey itself transforms you. As time passes, you gain perspective. As you face challenges, you forge real skills. And every small victory, step by step, builds your confidence. You see, you're not just climbing the mountain. The climb is actually building you.
And that's the crucial point, right there. When you look back from halfway up, that once impossible mountain starts to look a whole lot more like a manageable hill. The dream didn't shrink, you grew.
So, if we know we need to grow into our dreams, what's the actual method? How do we make that journey from being an amateur to becoming a pro one step at a time?
I love this quote. It's not about being the hare, right? Fast, flashy, and then prone to burning out. No, it's about being the tortoise. It's about that slow, steady, relentless forward movement no matter what.
And this is the true engine of mastery. It isn't built on a single all-nighter or some flash of genius. It's forged in the patient, day in, day out accumulation of consistent work, especially on the days you really don't feel like showing up at all.
And here's the path itself, laid out. First, you have to actively seek out serious challenges, those tasks that are just a bit beyond your current skill level. Second, you commit to that steady, tortoise-like effort over a long time. And third, and this one is absolutely crucial, you have to cultivate the resilience to start over from zero after a failure. That courage is non-negotiable.
But what holds all of this together? I mean, what fuels that tortoise on its long, long journey? Well, that brings us to our final and maybe most important concept.
The source calls this great ambition. This isn't just a goal, it's a deep-seated belief in a worthy purpose. It's the why that gets you through the tough how. It's your North Star that keeps you moving forward, even through storms and setbacks.
Because without this great ambition, those challenges feel pointless, all that effort feels like a grind, and starting over feels totally impossible.
This ambition is the bedrock foundation of your resilience. It's the very thing that ensures you don't give up when things get tough.
So we'll end with the question that started this whole thing, but now it's turned back on you. Looking at your goals, your plans, and the life you're building, is it possible that the biggest risk you're taking right now is not dreaming big enough? Is your dream too small?